Hi, hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So, good afternoon, students. Today we have a guest, Mr. Sudarshan Mane, and he is the founder and CEO of Vyapar Dost Private Limited. He is a civil engineer and has 5 years of experience in diversified experience in construction contract negotiation, estimation, procurement, and all these fields. And he has built his own estimation and costing models to reduce estimation and costing time from week to 2 hours. Am I right, sir?
Yes, 2 weeks to two couple of hours.
Yes, and now he was the research lead in country Rwanda for 1,000 crore government school projects. So
Right,
it's a
right,
big amount,
right,
sir. Yes, sir.
right.
So welcome to our channel, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Pratiksha, for having me on this session, and thank you, Guide Center, for giving the students great opportunity to learn the new things with the connecting with the corporate peoples and all. And this will be great to get started in their career.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. So with your kind permission, shall we start, sir?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir. So, my first question, I actually not, this is not the question. It's my curiosity to know about your journey and how did all this started. Over to you, sir.
Right. So I did my civil engineering for Datta Meghe College in Mumbai,
Okay.
Airoli. After passing out from the college, I got placed in a structural consultancy firm. I did my job as a structural designer for 6 months. Then I thought ki I'm more inclined towards the management kind of a field. So I switched my role from the structural design part towards the construction management, contracts, procurement, planning side. And then I joined Gen Engineers, where I serve as a contracts manager. And then I used to bid for the builders like Runwal, Mahindra. These were the builders. We used to get the tender from them. Then we used to work out the rate analysis and all the things. And then we used to submit the quotations. So that was my first major role, where I got good learning opportunities. Before that, I did a couple of one side job as well, where I came to know across what is the slab cycle, how to reduce the slab cycle and all, which is again the major part in work breakdown structure in project planning softwares like Primavera and MSP. So that helped me while I switched to the contracts kind of a job. So I already knew about what are the slab cycle and what are the dependencies in between the different roles in the organization. So each and every role was related to my past experience. I was getting some kind of a input from my past experience, and that helped me in my contracts part as well. So even the role was in structure side engineer, that always help if you have other connected backgrounds. So then that when I joined the Gen engineers, they were not having a major contacts. Then I joined them, and then they got a major projects from the Runwal, Mahindra, these kind of a builders. And then again, I switched my company and I again went to the contracts part as well. And then came opportunity to visit the Rwanda country, where there was a 1,000 crore of school construction project that Rwanda country, along with the partnership of Indian government, was planning. So my role was to lead the research part there and see how the import and export within the Rwanda and other countries happening. So the Rwanda was like India back 20 years back. So that is Rwanda right now. So it is a growing
Okay.
country, and the construction activities are on the boom in Rwanda country. So I got to learning about the import, export, and all other stuffs. And while all these roles in for the contracts negotiation for 5 years, then I realized there are still major drawbacks or loopholes in the system where that needs to be improved by someone. So I used to use many software and tools like contracts management and all. Then I found like there is no proper procurement solution available in the market. And then I started my research in the automation, procurement automation. And that's how we launched our Vyapar Dos Private Limited. So it is a new startup, and we are automating the construction procurement and again reducing the 1 week time to just 30 minutes. That is the target. So we are in the start of that journey, and we have already launched, and the startup is going on right now. So that is
Okay.
the quite brief about my journey.
Okay, great. So, recently you told that you found some loopholes and you want to decrease that loophole. So, what are those loopholes and why you think like
Yeah.
that?
So, see, like the softwares that we are using, for, there are key aspects why we use the software. There
Hmm.
should be some reason. So, like construction project management, like Primavera MSP, the main, like the software name is project management, construction project management.
Yeah.
So, that needs to help the management, like whatever the senior managements are, they should get some key insight from that software. It is
Hmm.
not a data entry software where you just put the slab cycle and activities. The main role of that software is to get insights out of that software and then work on the how you can increase the process, what are the hurdles in it. So every software, the purpose is to get something key insights from that software. That is the whole and sole purpose. So there was software for the construction management like Primavera MSP, but coming, I was in the contracts where we needs to find some kind of a suppliers
Hmm.
for which we were dependent on the IndiaMart kind of a platform to find the
Hmm.
new suppliers. Once you find the supplier, you have to call each and every supplier.
Hmm.
Uh, इसने मुझे ये रेट दिया आप कितना दे रहे हो like so this process was manual, and that negotiation used to take around 1 hour or sometime a week times because every seller you talk 2 to 3 times, and this happen in a multiple round, and then finally you get some final rates, and then you show it to your boss, you get the boss approval on rate, and then you give the order to the supplier. And once you give order, like actually these are the 15 to 20 steps in contracts and procurement. So for that, 2 to 3 softwares being used separately, like contract management, like work order drafting, signing, approval, then sending invoices to seller. So this process was so time consuming, and which again used to delay the construction progress. So what we are doing is whatever these 15 to 20 steps are, we are providing a one-stop solution in one application where all this step will be done under one roof, and time can be reduced as well as cost can be optimized. So again, the core feature is e-auction, where the
Hmm.
negotiation is in manual negotiation, we call each and every supplier. It is a e-auction where all the supplier will be on the screen, mobile screen or laptop screen, and they will participate in a bidding. Like IPL auction happens, like
Yeah.
similarly a e-bidding kind of it happens in a government project, lot of government projects. So
Hmm.
it is an e-auction platform, and that is how we are reducing the time and giving the cost benefit to the builders. Like they can save the cost. So like to give you the idea of the results that you can get with the e-auction software, there was one builder in Thane. They used our auction for the first time. There was a 19 lakh fabrication contracts, and
Hmm.
they used our auction platform, and they saved 2 lakhs within just a 1 day because of this auction platform. So that was around 11% of a saving. So that much of a potential, this software, not only this software, but this all of these softwares bring that much of a potential to reduce the cost, optimize the manpower, labor resources, and that is the major role of this software. That is the whole and sole purpose of using all this technology and softwares. So that is how I come up with the idea and started working on it.
Okay, great, great. So, currently you are working, you are the CEO of Vapados. So, I want
Right.
to know about Vapados. What is this platform and what is all about?
Okay, so Vyapar Dos is basically a B2B marketplace. So you might have heard about IndiaMart,
Yeah.
where buyer and seller connect.
Hmm.
Similarly, Alibaba is a global platform where buyer and seller connect.
Hmm.
Again, we are also a marketplace, but we are not just connecting buyers and seller because that is just a first step in entire procurement. So
Okay.
finding seller, negotiating with the buyer, then preparing the contracts document, and then getting the approval from the boss. Senior management have to see where their team is stuck, why the why the inquiry is getting delayed, order is not getting awarded. Then there is a signing of the order approval. So 15 to 20 steps are there. So we are again, like I said, keep combining all the solution under one roof, and that is what the Vyapar does. It is a B2B marketplace that is simplifying and making easy the B2B procurement part. So that is the Vyapar does, and we have already a website live mobile application on vyapardos.com. So you will get the better understanding what it is actually.
So you are showing your website or
Okay, fine. I will share my screen. Just a second. Just a second.
so to your business, is
Mhm.
it MSP is helpful for your business? Vapados?
No, we are creating a software like MSP, where
Hmm.
MSP is a planning software
Hmm.
and our is a procurement software. So these two things are
Different.
not very dependent. The end goals are different of these two softwares.
Okay.
So my screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So just a second. So this is Vyapardost.com. We are calling it a next generation construction procurement software where the builders can save up to a 10% of cost and increase their contracts and procurement cycle up to 20 times faster. So this is the application where builders can connect with the material suppliers, service providers and all. And like these are the savings that we have already delivered, like 11% was the highest saving. And we already have a 3,000 plus supplier network on the our existing network. It takes only an hour of time to deploy the software. And these are some of the screenshots, like how we track the progress. You can manage the multiple teams. There is a comparison. So we have to compare the all the codes that we get from the vendors and suppliers. So for that, we used to do that in the Excel while we were doing our job. So that becomes a one-click job on Vyapados. You just click and the comparison gets ready in within a second of a time. So that's how it saves the time of your organizational team. And there is a digital signature where you can take sign on the contract from the multiple stakeholders of the company, and that's how it works. So basically, this is the Vyapados website.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes. So. Hmm.
yeah, continue.
So I was thinking like the major questions that candidates and students that are doing the course of MSP by Brahmavira through your CAD center might be the freshers. So they wanted to understand like how to enter into the corporate world and how to get ahead with their job. So
Yes.
that might be the primary question of all the candidates. So what I will do, give you a brief idea like how to get started. So they have to be active. This is the online world right now. So they have to be active on all the online recruitment platforms like LinkedIn and some other platforms. So what they have to do is create a strong profile on LinkedIn first. Because that is a mandatory thing. Even they apply to some corporate job, the HR might check their LinkedIn profile as well, like what are their past experiences or what are the projects that they have done. So creating a good and okay LinkedIn is the first thing that they should do. Then what happens no, there is a lot of supply, like there are so many candidates applying for the jobs. So the demand supply is a little bit not balanced. So there are less demand and more candidates applying for the job. So whenever candidates hand out their resume to the HRs, no, because I was recruiting some candidates in my past firm. So what happens? We used to have this much of a bunch of all the resumes on our desk daily. So only the selected resume got highlighted in our eyes, like they have something unique on their resume, because HR and recruiters don't get time to go through in detail with all the resume. So all your resume should be the best. Whatever, if there are 100 candidates, yours should be in the top 10 resumes, at least as a look wise. Even if you are a fresher, you don't have a past experience, it should look good, presentable, and all the details should be available, like your contact details, email address, what are the projects that you have done, curricular activities, then if you have done any internship, or if you have done any research kind of a project in your college. So your resume should be a proper. What I will do, I will share with you my 3 to 4 years back resume, just to get brief idea. That should be the minimum good looking resume that each candidate should have right now.
Okay, okay.
So I will do that thing. Just a second. So this was my resume around like 4 or 5 years back, I remember. So what happened whenever I used to give this resume, no, I never got rejected on a resume basis. I always got selected for the interview round. And the
Okay.
reason was not my experience, not my knowledge, because my resume was amongst the all other resumes. So this should be the minimum look of all the data in a proper way. And try to have all the data on a single page. Avoid a multiple page.
Hmm.
Even though this was after my 2 3 years experience, there are so many data, and even though I have managed to accumulate in a single page. So try to do that, and it is definitely possible to do that. Again, create your strong LinkedIn profile and all. One more thing, you should always, even though if you are applying and you are not getting the result that you are expecting, if you are not getting selected, you keep on improving. What are the mistakes that you did in your last interviews? What are the questions that you have been asked by interviewer? You have to, that should be done, and it is a continuous process. Even though the candidates having 3 5 years of experience, they are still learning and improving. So that is a mandatory thing. You have to like, what are the steel constants, like cement coefficient, steel coefficient, density. So these are the basic thing that you must know, otherwise it will be very difficult to get the job. So you have to brush up your density of all the materials,
Okay.
conversion of feet to cubic meter. These are the basic questions have been asked for the freshers.
Hmm.
So that was the how you approach as a fresher to the interviews.
Okay. So what practical skills they should have upgrading themselves if they want
Sorry,
to
sorry. What practical skills?
what practical skills should they have upgrade in themselves if they want to do career in corporate world, if they want to do career in design field, suppose. So what practical skills should they have to upgrade?
Instead of mastering one particular tool, the basics should be very clear. There
Hmm.
are no doubt, like I said, constants, thumb rules. These are the questions the fresher will be asked. They will not be asked because they are a fresher. They don't know the actual softwares being used. They have not don't have candidates will not be asked. ETABS, you design this building in a ETABS, like that are
Hmm.
not. This is not a practical thing. So I will suggest basic, get it right. The
Hmm.
basic should be you get it right. Then try to, if you are going into the project planning kind of a side, then at least a MSP or a Primavera. MSP is generally used with all the builders. It is commonly used compared to the Primavera, and Primavera is more of a used for the complex project. So try to master either one. I will suggest a MSP if you are going into the planning side. If you are going into the structural design side, the ETABS Stat Pro, and moreover ETABS, I have what my observation is ETABS is generally used. Again, the AutoCAD is must, like it is the must skill to, if you are going to the designing side, you
Yeah.
should know how to use AutoCAD. And that I would suggest ki you do before you complete your engineering from any of the coaching center. And if you can do that, you should do before you complete your engineering and all. So that I would suggest. At basic CAD, AutoCAD should be done. That is the first software that you should learn. And then master one skill at a time, and then you will get the job. And once you get onto the job, no, then it's your time to look into the what are the other softwares that you can upgrade along with your existing. So you can learn a Revit, uh, 3Max, all the designing softwares that you can start learning other softwares. So Beam. So you should upgrade your knowledge, and but focus on one thing as a fresher. One more thing, if you are not in a structure, other than a structure kind of a role, I would suggest, even though if you are in the estimation, you should observe what are the other department activities, like what are the site slab cycles, like like how much days it takes to complete a one slab, like 7 days, 8 days, 10 days. Then if it is a 7 days one slab is done concrete casting, then next slab, what are the stages, like first the reinforcement of the columns and walls, then shuttering of the wall, then beam bottom, slab bottom, then reinforcement of the slab, staircase, and like these are the slab cycles, and then that's how you get it into the 7 or 10 days slab cycle. So you, if you are going into the project management, your job will be to know the work breakdown structure. What are the activities, daily
Hmm.
activities that are performed on site? First thing will be the slab cycle. What are the micro schedule? Micro schedule means like each activity in detail, like I said, the column casting,
Yeah.
steel reinforcement and all.
Hmm.
And again, even though you are in an estimation, as a fresher, you should know why the quality department is not allowing the concrete pour.
Hmm.
Uh, Even though you are in estimation, why, how the contract rate, how to do the rate analysis?
Hmm.
What are the materials constant that are being used? Go to the site at least in a day, 1 day in a week if you are into estimation and a planning, and you should coordinate with the site team regularly. And when you get a chance to visit a site, observe what are the materials quantities are used required for the each slab, like one slab 180 cubic meter of concrete, 80 cubic meter of concrete. If 80 cubic meter of concrete, how much steel is used in that 80 cubic meter of concrete? Then you can make your own thumb rules. You don't have to rely on other thumb rule. You can make your own thumb rule. 80 cubic meter concrete is required. It's like a ton steel used wire. So that is my concrete to steel ratio. So you can calculate your own ratios like steel to concrete and all. And that's how that will be helpful to you when you go up the ladder and you get promoted. And then this thing will matter to you, and this will help you to get promoted to the next level, because then your job will be to manage the things. So your job as a fresher to observe each and every department, like what other departments are doing. If you are in estimation, try to do rate analysis as well. If you are into contracts, try to do estimation, how to estimate the quantities as well. How read the contract documents, like
Hmm.
what are the terms and condition. Go to site and understand the site things. So keep on learning each and every day, not only with your core job and other things as well. To structure it is not practically possible because you are doing it in the office environment, so it
Yeah.
becomes a little bit impossible to connect with the contract and estimation team. But still, if you are other than structure, you should connect with other team members.
Okay. 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 So, as you said, all if any planning engineer want to do career in planning engineer,
Mhm.
if someone is interested in planning engineer, so what practical skills should they have upgraded? Like you said, the candidate have to coordinate with other teams also. He should have good imagination power. He should have good understanding of site also. So other than that,
Right.
what skills should they have upgraded? Like
See,
he's if he
communication, communication skill matters.
Hmm.
It will help you get ahead in your career faster. So you need to have a even though if you are not comfortable with the English or some other language,
Hmm.
try to talk with the senior guys, and because that will help you and that will be required when you go on a higher management kind of a level. So
Hmm.
try to improve the communication skill, and that is the basic thing that has become nowadays. But don't hesitate if you are not comfortable, like try to improve a day by day, and it will fall in a place. Like you will get the idea, like you will get comfortable once you get a 1 2 3 4 months in a job. You will get comfortable, but you should try to improve the soft skill as well, like communication and all. And you have, as a planning guy, no, like the major thing that what will be the role of the planning guy? The
Hmm.
first role of the planning guy will be to connect, like every day, you have to connect with the contract team, site team, estimation team, because planning guy will not just put up key steel reinforcement, slab shuttering, slab cycle done. Like they will not be just data entry work will not be the only work they will be doing. They have to ask the contract team when the civil contractor vendor will get on board. If the probable date of the onboarding of the civil contractor was say 15th of February, and it takes say 1 month to finalize the civil contractor, then what is the delay? Like why you are getting delay in finalizing the civil contractor? Is there any delay from the quantities from the estimation team? What is the reason of the hindrance? That is we call a hindrance report. So what are the hindrances that you are getting from the site? Then you convey that to the your senior management, like these are the issues that my contract team is getting, try to resolve that. And then that's how you keep the track of the schedule. It is not getting delayed. So you will be the main guy, as planning guy will be always the main guy to communicate with all the stakeholders or all the other departments, and making them on the one core platform. So that is their major role. So again, if the civil contractor is like painting contractor is getting delayed, try to push them ki, I need the painting contractor by 5 days, and try to keep this process faster and all. Then again, say if there is a delay in site, so the schedule duration was like say 15 February, and already there is a 13 February, and if 4-5 days are going to take to complete the slab, as
Yeah.
example. So you should ask like, what is your catch-up plan? So you are getting a 3 days delay. If 15 February, you are getting it completed in 18 February, and today is say 10 February. So you should ask your site team, what is your catch-up plan like, or so you can cover these 3 days in some next activity. So you have to catch up that 3 days delay to some other activity. So that we call as a catch-up schedule or catch-up plan that should be submitted to the planning team. And then they have to think where the things are going wrong, whether it is a resource issue. There are typically 2 to 3 issues because of the project get delays. First, there is no contractor on the site. Second one will be the labor shortage. Third will be the material shortage. Like these are the typical issues, and other minor issues are always there. So that will be the part of the planning guide to communicate with each and every member. So communication skills are required. Sometimes things get out of control, so you have to keep calm and manage the different peoples. So even though you will be a junior planning guy, still you have to manage some senior peoples as well. Like some senior people might be some other department. So still you have to manage them. So that scenario might come, and your seniors will help you. Planning seniors will help you in that. So that is the general thing as a fresher you should keep in mind.
Okay, great. So I want to know one of your project, and the role of software in that project. So if you can
Okay.
explain your one.
So there was a Mahindra Life Spaces, is a Mahindra builder, you know. So they have one project in Kandivali. So that was the one of my project. That was a G+40 story building, and we did a planning. I was in a contractor side. Mahindra was a client. I had like we got the contract of Mahindra project, and there was a project management consultancy which used to ask us why you are getting delay in the slab cycle and all, how you can catch up with the slab cycle. So that was the basic role of our as a contractor to give the data to the project management consultancy, how we will improve our progress and all. So that was the first thing. Again, there was some Runwal project, which was 5 towers of 70 story, 5 towers. So what we did in that project is we first prepared a work breakdown structure, like all the activities, how much time it will take. So it was a 4-year project. So there were around like might be around 2000 activities interlinked. So how many resources will be required, like labor? First batch of labor will come on which date, second batch of labor will come on which
Hmm.
date, how the slab pouring cycles will be. So one thing I would like to have focus on is you have so you have a long tower, so 8 flats are there. As a planning, you have to, when you are planning, no, you have to batch into the pour. So it doesn't happen like you do a 250 cubic meter of concrete slab in a one day. So
Hmm.
you make a pour, that is called pour planning, and you plan each and every pour, and each pour get constructed separately. So even
Okay.
though these are the 8 flats, first 4 flats might be constructed first, then second, fourth flat. So you have to do a pour planning.
Hmm.
When shuttering of this pour will be shifted to this pour. So these are the interlinking of the task will be required. So what happens? Generally, my one system are being used by the big builders. So it doesn't happen ki you order a my one, because my one is a costly. So you don't order a my one material for all the entire slab.
Hmm.
You, what happens, some of the material you might be shifting from some portion to other portion. uh, it depends, some builder, most of the time some builders order for the complete slab, but on the compound wall or something you repeat the my one shuttering or something. So you have to do the pour planning, that was the major thing. So you have to come up with the idea. So again, like I can share you my screen and give you
Yeah.
like, basic idea ki how to plan the things. Like
Yes.
just
Yes.
just a second, I will check. Do you have that screenshot that I have shared with you?
Hmm. I think just checking once.
Hmm. So till then, I will do one thing. I will give you a brief about like what are the resources management. So what you do is you define all the activities.
Hmm.
Then you define the number of, so this was one of the project. So this is the day 1, day 2, day 3. So these are the number of days: April,
So
May,
your
May.
screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Visible now?
Now it is visible.
So I'm sharing you a labor histogram or resource management, how we plan that. So what you do is you first have a day column where
Hmm.
first day, second day, third day,
Hmm.
and you identify the resources required, like fitters, carpenter, brick mason, plaster mason, unskilled
Hmm.
labor, head mason. And then you identify the material quantity, and based on the thumb rule you identify the number of fitters required, number of carpenter required,
Hmm.
and then you list down all of these things. And when you have the activities in MSP, you fill out these resources into the MSP, so
Hmm.
you can track the progress and resources. So in MSP, you have some option to export the resource histogram, where you can get the basic idea. This is the resource manpower resource histogram, you can say, where you get the idea in on which day how many fitters, carpenters, or masons are available. So color coded plaster
Yeah.
masons, brick masons. You get the idea like what are the resources on which days are required. And this is the schedule plan, and then there is an actual. So you will fill this detail in your MSP schedule. This will be called a plan schedule, and there will be actual schedule where you will actually track, say you are on a 258 day
Hmm.
or a 200 day. On 200 day, how many resources you have on site, you will track that in MSP. So you get the idea where how much time the project is going to get delay if this much of a manpower shortage is there. So like I said, these are the project management software, and this is the reason why we are using this software to get the key insight. It is not a
Hmm.
data entry software. So you should so again, I will suggest candidates ki uh, focus on learning the reports in MSPs and Primavera,
Hmm.
how to generate the reports. Because what happens generally, no, many people have the knowledge to put out the activities in MSP and all, but what they lack is generating the reports,
Hmm.
because that is the tedious part. That's when the students start leaving that part, because it is a tedious part. And then uh, even in the corporate, you will see like people are not aware about the reports.
Yeah.
At the time they start using Excel while the management part comes. But again, there is what, if you know how to extract the reports, that's how you are going to be have some unique skill amongst the other planning people. So try to understand what are these reports, what is the use of these reports, and how to generate these reports. So this is related to the reports. Again, planning related, just a second. No, actually, right now I don't have the MSP installed. So if you can open that screenshot, I can give you a brief
Just a
what
minute.
was
Yeah.
there. So this is a labor resource chart where
Mhm.
you fill out the fitters, carpenters, mason. You put out their hourly rate and all, and maximum number of carpenters and fitters, and uh, this you can assign into each and every task. So that was the one screenshot I was having available. Then this one is another. So
Mhm.
on the right side, I think this is the again the
Duration
number
maybe.
of duration time is there. So each activity, like what are the duration? So you can say this was the micro schedule. If you get the idea now,
Hmm.
basement five. This tower was having five basement.
Hmm.
So we had column starter, column reinforcement. So this is a micro schedule where you have a detail activity,
Hmm.
and then there is a general schedule where you just put a heading like first slab, second slab, and in micro schedule you list out all the activities. So this was the micro schedule where the column starter, column reinforcement, shuttering, column concreting and de-shuttering, slab and beam shuttering. So each and every activity was defined in detail, and ahead of this you put out the number of resources and number of days it requires. So this was the another screenshot that was available with me. Again, I will check with one more screenshot. Yeah, so this was the resource assigned. So you can say again, on the basement, unskilled labor 17, carpenter 52, plaster mason 0, brick mason 0. So that in resource chart, you assign the maximum resources are available to you. And what you do is in each activity, you assign how many resources are required. If the resources that you require are exceeding the maximum available limit, then you will get the red flag here, and you can get the idea whether it is task is overloaded or not. So
Yeah.
that's how you get the detail ki what decision you should take, and you need to increase your manpower or material. So these were the only screenshots that was available with me right now because I don't have MSP with me on
Hmm.
this laptop.
Okay, sir. But it this screenshot help us actually.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Yes. So all so means MSP is really working for you because it saves your time and it saves your
Yeah,
budget
yeah.
also. Yeah.
Again, there is a budget tracking in this where
Hmm.
you track your budget.
Hmm.
So every builder has their own budget for each project, each item, each like say window tiling. So for each and every item, there is a budget allocated. So you have to track that as well. So you can track that in MSP. So MSP helps a lot in all this planning, resource planning, manpower planning, scheduling, catch-up schedule, histograms. So MSP is definitely a useful software, and the primary software being used for the planning mostly right now.
Okay. Okay. So means you just said it before to half an hour. You said that you have fresher openings and you got lots of resumes in your office and your HR will reject that resumes and some resumes will accept. So basically, what are the expectations from freshers in project management field or any designing field? So basically, what are the expectations from
So
freshers?
if he is a fresher, no, the primary requirement will be he know the basic of engineering.
Yeah.
What is the densities of all the basic material? how to calculate the steel weight formula, like d square by
Hmm.
160, like basic formulas. So
Hmm.
that candidate needs to know how to derive these basic formulas. That will be the added advantage. And uh, again, the basic thing will be, you will be definitely asked one rate analysis. Like
Hmm.
that is what I have observed. You will be asked a one rate analysis of your own, either a concrete or concrete steel. Even though you are applying for a planning or job, these are the basic questions that you will definitely be asked, because you are a fresher, and you will be asked only the book questions definitely, because you are a fresher, you don't have practical experience. So these are the
Yeah.
things will be asked. And again, if you are have little bit of experience in planning, then you will be asked MSP kind of questions. But basic MSP questions will be definitely asked. With if you have the basic knowledge of MSP, you have an added advantage over the other candidates who are applying for the planning job, definitely. So if you are applying for the planning, basic MSP is again needed.
Okay, okay. And yeah, so means what are the challenges faced while dealing with the freshers? You might have lots of freshers in your company. So what are the basic
So
challenges you have faced?
So what happens now? It is difficult for the senior management to give time, because there is
Yeah.
always a time constraint to teach the things to the freshers.
Hmm.
So we definitely used to take a time, but it is always not possible. So if the candidate is not willing to give their extra as a fresher, so it will be difficult to them to you can say survive also, because every candidate will try to give their best, but if you are not giving your best, then it becomes difficult to the senior to make you a spoon feeding on each and
Yeah.
every activity and all. So you have to be a proactive. If you are a fresher, you have to look for the knowledge always. Like I said, you should know the labor productivities.
Hmm.
One mason, how much time it requires to lay the 1,000 bricks, 1,000 blocks.
Hmm.
So you know the should know the productivities, all the
Hmm.
productivities. Like one fitter, how much steel he ties in a one day,
Hmm.
how many kgs it ties in a one day. Then one labor, how much concrete he can pour in a day.
Hmm.
So these are the thumb rules that you should not try to remember, but you should try to observe it on a site, because always a book thumb rules will not be the exact on site. It
Right.
always a less on site
Yeah.
practically. So you should observe on, and it varies on each and every site. Huh? So your
Hmm.
site might be getting the higher productivity than the other site. Reason might be different, logistic and other. There are so many reasons of having the different productivity of labor on each and every site as a different. But you should know, like on this site, how much productivity you are getting. Then again, what are the material rates that you are getting on the site. So you should be always learning on the site and other department things. So that freshers should always do. They should not like senior आके समझाएगा, तो
Hmm.
वो नहीं चलेगा फ्रेशर को, तो थोड़ा सा प्रोएक्टिव रहना पड़ेगा. So that is the thing we look, definitely senior looks.
Okay, okay, great, great. So, yes, so thank you. And my last question is, you
हाँ.
actually told that you have answered that question, but still I'm asking the what is the how important is communication skills in professional careers actually?
See, first thing, it is very important. Like
Hmm.
communication, like I understand it, it is not only a English. How you convey your thoughts is much more important.
Yeah.
Uh, like someone might be comfortable in English, or someone might be comfortable in Hindi to whom you are talking.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you should be able to convey your thoughts. That is the whole
Hmm.
and sole purpose of the communication skill. So whatever language you are comfortable, you should always say in that. If you're very uncomfortable in English, it is okay to say in Hindi, but again, you should not limit, and you should try to learn English and try to
Hmm.
speak. That's how you will improve. Communication skill is very important, specifically in construction. It is very important because you have to deal with contractors. You have to keep them calm, like if things are not working. So very important. But again, the main reason is like you have to convey your thoughts in a proper way. That should be
Hmm.
the ultimate goal. If you are
Yeah.
very uncomfortable in English, try to slowly get hold on it, but try to convey all the things and that you have in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, so that's all I want to know from you. If you want to,
Thank
if
you,
you
Pratiksha.
yes, if you want to give some other information for fresher students, you can also share that.
So last thing will be try to reach out if you're not getting job when you're applying to the some openings.
Hmm.
Try to reach out to seniors on LinkedIn. They will
Hmm.
help. Like
Hmm.
seniors from your college or some college. Try to search civil engineers. You will get seniors and try to personally message them and ask them if you can help me in getting job. Even if you don't know them, like try to reach out from LinkedIn to other candidates, seniors,
Yes.
and that's how you land your first job. And after that, you'll keep going. So that was
Yeah.
the last advice that I would give.
Yes. Yes.
Keep
Thank
hunting.
you. Yeah.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable time. And of course, whatever you have given the information, whatever your knowledge and experience shared with us, it will be helpful for our fresher students. So
Thank you,
thank you
Pratiksha.
for
Thank
your
you so
time,
much.
sir.
Thank
Yes,
you to CAD Center. Thank you, Pratiksha. Thank you. Bye.
yes.
Bye.
Bye. Good day.
Bye. Bye.